point to make is Harry and Meghan were kept waiting, encircling Highgrove for some considerable length of time.
She traveled across the Atlantic. She brought the children. Expectations couldn't have been higher, yet just 47 minutes later, it was all over. There was no heartwarming family photo, no emotional reunion captured on camera, no royal breakthrough, no public message of reconciliation, only silence. And sometimes, silence says more than words ever can. The question that continues to linger isn't simply what happened during those 47 minutes at Highgrove. It's why every step before, during, and after the meeting appeared so carefully orchestrated. Was this truly just a private family visit, or was something much larger unfolding behind palace walls? The more closely you examine the timeline, the more difficult it becomes to believe that any part of this visit happened by chance.
Prince Harry will be travelling to the UK alone, at least for the first week of his visit. Just to add to the chaos and confusion, though, was where he would stay.
For weeks, the narrative seemed simple. Prince Harry was expected to return to Britain for the Invictus Games countdown event, while Meghan would remain in California with Archie and Lilibet. Everything appeared organized, predictable, almost routine. The public schedule focused entirely on Birmingham, where Harry's involvement with the Invictus Games offered a clear reason for his visit without immediately reigniting speculation about royal reconciliation. That was the official narrative everyone accepted. Reports suddenly suggested Meghan had quietly arrived in the United Kingdom. Archie and Lilibet were also said to be with her. Without public announcements or media attention, the Sussex family reportedly traveled to Highgrove, King Charles's private residence. There were no dramatic arrivals, no crowds of photographers, and no carefully staged walk toward palace doors. Instead, according to reports, their vehicle entered discreetly alongside other traffic connected to an event taking place on the estate that afternoon. Every aspect appeared intentionally low profile. The timing, the route, and the complete absence of publicity immediately raised new questions about who was coordinating the visit. While this quiet arrival unfolded behind Highgrove's gates, Prince Harry was appearing publicly in Birmingham, smiling during interviews and speaking about the Invictus Games. Two entirely different stories seemed to be unfolding at the same time. One played out before television cameras. The other remained hidden behind the private entrance of Highgrove. That contrast alone left many wondering whether the public schedule represented only part of a much bigger picture. As interest in the visit grew, attention also turned toward the professional challenges discussed throughout the record. Reports referenced changing commercial partnerships, fewer entertainment opportunities, and financial pressures connected to several ventures involving Harry and Meghan. Whether viewed separately or together, these developments were presented as forming a broader pattern that added context to the timing of the Highgrove visit. Supporters may interpret these events as unfortunate circumstances, while critics may see them differently, but either way, the sequence became difficult to overlook. The discussion then returned to one central question. If everything was progressing smoothly, why make such an unexpected trip? Why change previously reported travel plans at the last minute? Why arrive so quietly with virtually no public acknowledgement? Those questions remain unanswered, but they undoubtedly fueled widespread speculation. Then came another surprising development. Before the meeting even began, reports described several moments that immediately attracted attention. One involved changing accommodation arrangements. Different accounts emerged regarding what had reportedly been offered, what had been accepted, and why plans were ultimately altered. Both sides appeared to describe events differently, leaving observers with conflicting versions and very few confirmed facts. According to reports, Meghan had also expressed certain preferences before the visit. However, those expectations were reportedly not met, and the meeting ultimately took place at Highgrove instead of Buckingham Palace. Whether that carried any symbolic significance remains open to interpretation, but commentators quickly debated what message, if any, it might have conveyed. When the Sussexes reportedly arrived at Highgrove, their vehicle did not immediately proceed to the meeting. Instead, reports describe a period during which the car remained waiting on the estate before permission to continue was granted. On its own, such a delay could have had many explanations. But given the intense anticipation surrounding the visit, those few minutes quickly became one of the most analyzed aspects of the entire day. Every passing moment inspired fresh theories and new questions. Was it simply a scheduling issue, or something else? The available reports do not provide a definitive answer, but they portray the delay as a notable part of the day's events. The emotional significance of the visit was equally difficult to ignore. According to reports, King Charles had reportedly not seen Archie and Lilibet since the Platinum Jubilee several years earlier. That family context naturally added emotional weight to the meeting. Was the visit mainly about rebuilding personal relationships, or were wider institutional considerations equally important? Royal commentators offered differing opinions, but the uncertainty itself helped keep the narrative alive. By the time the meeting finally began, anticipation had reached extraordinary levels. Months of speculation, years of public tension, competing media narratives, and countless unanswered questions had all converged into one private meeting expected to last less than an hour. No cameras would capture what happened inside. No official photographs would reveal the atmosphere. Only fragments would emerge afterward. And according to later reports, those 47 minutes at Highgrove would become one of the most closely scrutinized royal meetings in recent memory. The moment the doors closed behind them, years of headlines, interviews, documentaries, legal disputes, and royal tensions were condensed into a single private conversation. Just 47 minutes. After everything that had unfolded between Prince Harry, Meghan, and the royal family, many expected some kind of dramatic breakthrough, or at least a visible sign that old divisions were beginning to heal. But according to reports, nothing of that nature emerged publicly. Instead, the meeting was described as formal, carefully managed, and tightly controlled from beginning to end. Rather than resembling an emotional family reunion, it reportedly felt more like a structured discussion where every word carried weight and every detail mattered. One detail quickly attracted widespread attention. Queen Camilla was reportedly present during the meeting. According to royal biographer Sally Bedell-Smith, her role resembled that of an earlier private meeting between King Charles and Prince Harry, acting as a witness rather than an active participant. If accurate, that detail suggested just how carefully the discussion was managed. Reports portrayed her presence not simply as family support, but as a way to ensure there would be an independent account of what was said. Whether people agreed with that interpretation or not, it became one of the most talked about aspects of the meeting. Reports also indicated that Harry reportedly entered first, while Meghan remained outside with the children for part of the visit. If accurate, observers naturally questioned whether that sequence reflected simple logistics or a deliberate decision. No confirmed explanation has been provided, but even minor procedural details quickly became the focus of extensive discussion. In stories like this, what remains unexplained often generates as much attention as what is publicly known. According to reports, the meeting concluded without photographs, without public remarks, and without any official imagery that might have symbolized reconciliation. For many observers, that absence became the narrative itself. In an era when a single photograph can dominate headlines around the world, the lack of one encouraged endless speculation. Some viewed it as evidence that the meeting was intentionally kept private. Others reached different conclusions. Regardless of perspective, nothing emerged publicly to suggest any significant change in the relationship between the Sussexes and the royal family. The reports also suggested that one of the visit's biggest missed opportunities may have been the absence of a family photograph featuring King Charles with Archie and Lilibet. Such an image, according to commentators, could have carried enormous symbolic value. While this reflects interpretation rather than established fact, it helps explain why the absence of any official photograph became such a major talking point after the meeting ended. While the Highgrove meeting remained entirely private, public royal engagements continued elsewhere. Reports contrasted the Sussex visit with Prince William and Princess Catherine attending a charity polo event, highlighting the difference in public visibility. Whether that comparison carries deeper significance is ultimately open to interpretation, but it became part of the wider conversation surrounding the timing of both events. By the end of the record, one central theme stands out above everything else. The Highgrove meeting is presented not simply as a private family conversation, but as a moment surrounded by questions about public image, institutional relationships, legal matters, and future possibilities. Whether readers accept every interpretation or not, the reports consistently suggest that those 47 minutes carried significance extending far beyond the meeting itself. That leaves only timelines, media reports, commentary, and interpretation. Perhaps more details will emerge in the future.